Hi guys, I hope you're all doing good. Um, this is another little update on what I've been up to recently. I've got some quite exciting news following on from the start of this week. I don't know if you remember my first vlog where I went to see the Focus RS at Stevenage, Gates Ford in Stevenage. Well, after going to visit the RS and seeing it in person, I kind of thought that I had to have the car from that point onwards, but at that moment in time I wasn't ready to commit. I couldn't put a deposit down. I hadn't looked at the figures or weighed up any of the options, so I didn't even really know if it was feasible. um, Plus, if you ordered it then, the car would have arrived too soon for me to be ready for it. So having sort of had some time to dwell on the situation and think about things and weigh figures up, etc., I decided to take a test drive at my local Ford store, TC Harrison Ford in Peterborough, because they've got a nitrous blue demo. So I called them up. There's a salesman there called Ian Glendenning, who I've bought my previous cars from, and my wife as well. He's a good guy. He always sorts me out good deals. So I phoned Ian and we arranged to go for a drive last Sunday. Driving the car, it was fantastic. It was amazing. Great drive, really smooth power delivery. Put it in sport mode. The pops, the crackles from the exhaust were just addictive. Addictive. Really good car. I couldn't obviously try launch control or drift mode or anything like that because it's a demo, so they're not going to let you go tearing around. But from the acceleration that I felt and the ride I experienced, I was very impressed. Really impressed, and I can tell that it's going to be a great car to drive. So yeah. So after that test drive, I went back home, and the following day I went onto the configurator on the Ford website. I spec'd up the car which I wanted, ran through the figures, and decided to place an order. So I went to Ford and I placed an order. So I'm going to share with you today the specs that I've gone for and why I've gone for those specs and when it's due. When it's due for delivery. It's due for delivery in 12 months' time. Unfortunately, because of the high demand of the car, I think they're almost sold out now of their UK allocation. It's going to be 12 months. So the delivery date is the 7th of May 2017. Now, some of you might be thinking that's ridiculous, but for me, it's ideal because at that time, I'm going to be in a better position with my job where I'm going to be ready for the car. So I've put a deposit down on the car. I've got the order in, so it's secured. If I'd left it much longer, the chances are it would have sold out. And the only RSs that are going to be available are ones where dealerships have bought them in brand new and they're selling them on for a premium for about £37,000. Screw that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm using the iPhone today. So here's the brochure, order form, all the details in there for the car. But here, I don't know if you've seen the brochure. You can pick it up from your local Ford dealership or your Ford store. It's got all the details in there about the car. Now, let's get to the bits here. So these detail all the options that you can have, and this is what I've gone for. So I've gone for the Stealth Grey. I've gone for the Stealth Grey, A, because it's cheap, you don't have to pay an additional premium for it. B, because I think it looks the nuts. And C, because it stands out as well. It stands out. White, I mean, loads of cars are in white. Black, loads of cars are in black. Magnetic grey, it's a metallic grey. You get a lot of those anyway. Nitrous blue, every man and his dog are ordering nitrous blue. And then you've got Stealth Grey, which is the least popular colour. I think it's a bit like Marmite, really. You either love it or you hate it. But it's a colour that stands out, so that's what I've gone for. And they're the reasons. I've gone for the standard wheels with the standard Brembo silver calipers. The reasons for that are because these wheels here are an extra £575, I think, and they come with really sticky tyres which cost a bomb to replace. So from a practical point of view, I've gone for the standard alloys. The forged alloys, they're not really going to benefit me in any way when I'm driving around normally out on the roads where I live. So that's what I've gone for there. Interior wise, I've gone for the standard partial leather RS Recaros. The shell seats are an extra £1,000, and I also think they're not going to be as comfortable as these seats on long journeys. These seats are very similar to the ones in my ST, and I've had no comfort issues with those whatsoever. So I've heard stories about the shell seats, that because they're quite hard, they can kind of become a bit uncomfortable on long journeys. So that's my reasoning for that. Now for the inside, let's see, where are we? You can see here, I've gone for the Ford Sync 2 navigation system. So you get 10 premium Sony speakers, a subwoofer, a rear view camera. They're the only extras I've gone for. Now my reason for choosing those extras and none others, I'm not loaded, I can't afford to be splashing out on the Lux pack and the sunroof and all the other bits and bobs, so I've kept the things I need to a bare minimum. Now I need sat-nav, really. I do travel to various places and sat-nav is a great help, and I don't really want to have a car like that and have an iPhone stuck on the window with sat-nav on. It just makes it really fiddly and awkward. So I've gone for that for the nav, and also because the car isn't going to have parking sensors, because that comes with the Lux pack, which is also another £1,000, I've gone for the Premium Sync 2 because you get reverse camera. So with a reverse camera, in my eyes, that's like a compromise for not having the parking sensors, because my wife's got one in her car and they are really good. It's got little lines where the wheels are going to go, and it does aid you parking in tight spaces, etc. So yeah, so that's what I've gone for. The total cost, I think, is £31,555. I've gone through the Ford option scheme, also known as PCP. So after 3 years, there'll be a balloon payment, or I can hand the car back and keep the equity. I'm hoping this car is going to hold its value very well. Judging by the Mark IIs that are still over £20,000 for a 7-year-old Focus RS, I've got my fingers crossed that residual values are going to stay really high, which should benefit me in 3 years, and I should be in a good position with the car because they are somewhat of an investment. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a quick update, really, as to where I am at the minute. I'm going to be keeping the Fiesta until I get the RS, so there'll probably be some more videos featuring the Fiesta. And if you've got any questions about the Fiesta, then feel free to ask, and I can try and answer those in future videos. Likely I'll be selling that end of next year, well no, the start of next year. So if you kind of think you're going to be in the market for a used ST at that sort of time, then keep your eyes peeled to this channel, because there will be future videos with all the details and pricing, etc. So yeah, that's it, just a quick one really. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for future videos, and I hope you all take care, and I will see you soon.